Hello everyone, welcome to live lesson for May the 1st, our final 2 weeks of our English 4C course. It goes by really quick, that is for sure. Today's live lesson is the introduction into our Unit 4, which is our literary unit. It's when we do our book, our literature. We're focusing specifically on Catcher in the Rye. Yes, classic 1000%, but I can't even tell you how relevant the themes and topics are in this novel. Everything from mental health to the concept of troubled youth to the concepts and themes of family and friendship. I find students struggle the most with the diction. The language I find quite challenging at first with students with this book. I just encourage you to keep going with it. I promise you it gets better. I promise you that as you read and we start analyzing and we start creating the discussions of Catcher in the Rye, you'll really understand how relevant it is in regards to this Holden character created as far back as the 40s and 50s, and in how 2018 so much of what Holden is going through can be so easily applied and applicable to what our students and what our own education system faces within it as well. So kind of really interesting that way. And we're specifically looking at symbolism, motif, theme, characterization, things like that. So very relevant and important themes that we're focusing on and literary strategies that we're going to be working through this novel. We only have about a week with it. That's why there is, in fact, an audio version. If you're not happy with that audio version, you are always welcome or encouraged to find your own version of it. YouTube, free applications everywhere. We include them for you, but it's up to you if you want to use them. So I'm going to flip my screen like usual. There we go. Flipping. And here we are. So we start with some historical context of Catcher in the Rye, just again putting placement on where this book sort of comes from versus how it's important even now. So downloading and reading it in terms of themes, motifs, and symbolism. Some supplementary material. I think it's actually pretty important. Some students think it's not. I think in order to put this book, making it more meaningful to you as you sort of read through it, I think it's important to have a quick watch. And then, of course, we get right into our web quest in regards to what is required for you for this. So let me there we go. So it's a hyperlink in terms of the web quest. There's approximately 10 questions you're going to go through, answering them to the best of your ability. You are, in fact, of course, to look at outside sources to answer some questions, but keeping in mind we are never copying and pasting. We are paraphrasing, taking information, putting that into our own words, and answering and responding to the information and questions asked. It requires a citation to ensure you are not plagiarizing someone else's ideas, and you're going to submit that right into Dropbox. So web quests are pretty straightforward. They just help put context behind the text itself, which you're going to be very surprised, again, how much information you're going to find on it. So I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go right into 4.2. We have full versions of the text if that helps you if you cannot access it. And there's our audio version as well. So I've made a note, so please understand that with the audio version that we found online, the author pauses in between each chapter, but does not, in fact, state what the next chapter is. So it's still useful. You'll just have to remember or write down the time of the video. So you know if you have to kind of come in and out of D2L, you know how to get right back into that video in terms of where to start off or pick up and start off. And then we have our discussions. So you guys know how important discussions are. I drill it in. I say it in my agenda videos, and I say it in the written agenda every morning. Your discussions count for marks, and I can't even tell you how much students really do gain benefit from the insights and perspective of others. Something you thought one way, somebody posts something, and it makes you think of things a different way or something you didn't even know about to begin with at all. So really important, especially when we are working through literature or literary work, really make sure that you're staying caught up with our discussion boards as well. Your posts should be courteous, appropriate, demonstrate that you've read the novel, be detailed, critical, always providing that textual evidence. You guys now know about quotations and citations, especially at a 4C level at this point. You know how to take a quote from a book or an article, use it to support what it is you're personally saying versus just copying and pasting it and relying on it to say something for you. And then, of course, build upon your classmates' extensions and ideas. And then there's your discussion area. So that's kind of the first couple of lessons for Catcher in the Rye. Pretty straightforward in regards to expectation. I'm not going to go through every single lesson in regards to Catcher in the Rye. I think I will save that for my next video or next live lesson. There we go. And this is just a reminder for those watching that this Thursday, May the 3rd, I am contacting you, everybody, individually, checking in with you for your IRP, our big final project, because next week is our last week and it's due. So we are working through Catcher in the Rye this week. You are wrapping up, finishing touches, polishing up, working through your independent research projects. I'm going to be connecting with everybody on Thursday. If you have any questions, you can ask me personally. We can meet here as always. So hopefully that was a little helpful in terms of intro of our novel and reminder of our scheduled conferencing on Thursday. I'm calling everybody. I will leave my contact information if we miss each other. Don't worry, we can reconnect, and hopefully that's helpful. In the meantime, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will chat soon. Keep working. We're almost there.